Well, good evening, everyone. Let's build our first fire in the 1930 Kalamazoo cook stove.
Hello, and welcome to our channel.
We're glad you're here.
Okay, as you can see, we did get the trim up around the slate. We're going to probably put a little bit of gray color on that. The white just kind of stands out a little bit too much. But that was some old reclaimed trim lumber that Paula picked up at an auction. So it's all trimmed out, and today we are going to start the first fire in here. We've already put some papers and some wood in there. Let's give this a shot. And it's good, it's already drawn the smoke, so we're not losing any smoke up into the house at all. So we'll let that burn a little bit and get going, and we'll film this as it heats up. Okay, we've got a half decent fire going in there now, burning pretty good, real good draft. There's been very little smoke coming out anywhere other than with the door open. There's a little smoke coming out of the top. That might be the coconut oil burning off. We do have the draft door on the side wide open, and on the back corner of the stove there's two handles. This bottom handle lifts the top up, so you can actually, instead of putting wood in this front hole, you can lift this up and latch it and put your wood in here. And I think that's more designed for coal than it is for wood. And then this secondary handle here I'm going to close now. That closes the damper door in the back that now forces the flue gases to go around the oven. So we're going to start trying to bring the oven temperature up. Right now it's just barely at 100. So with that second damper door I closed, that causes all the flue gases to go around and then back out underneath the oven. So that'll start bringing the oven temperature up. So we're going to keep the fire going for a while, see where we can get the oven up to. You probably can't see it good in the video, but there's quite a bit of smoke coming up around there, but I'm pretty sure it's the coconut oil burning off. It's not actual smoke coming out, because it does have a really good draft. It's drawn real good. It's even pulling the flames up across the top. So we'll keep this going and let you see when the oven temperature comes up. Alright, we've been burning about 15 minutes now. We got a real good fire going in there. It's circulating around the oven. The outside of the oven is showing just over 200 degrees. And inside we are at a little over 300 degrees. So this old original gauge out here is about 100 degrees off. So we'll have to keep experimenting with it to figure out what temperature is what before we actually start using this. And you probably can't, yeah, I guess you can see the smoke. Once again, that's just the coconut oil burning off. This side over here has finally quit smoking, but this side over here is, as the heat travels across the top, it's burning that oil off. It stinks pretty bad in here. But we've got the I guess they call those a humidifier pot. It's just a cast iron pot with water in it. It's supposed to keep humidity in the air since you're burning wood. So we went ahead and threw water in that and put that on there. I did have it over here, and a couple minutes ago it started to blow water out. In fact, there's some water on the floor that blew out because it was starting to boil, so I moved it over here to the side. I think that's where you're supposed to keep them, is off to the side in the medium to low heat, just to keep the water steaming. You're not supposed to really boil it, as far as I know. If anybody knows exactly how to use one of those, I'd appreciate it if you put that down in the comments below. But like I said, we got a nice fire going in there. It is pretty warm in here. Right now we're at just about 250 on the gauge and 350 inside. So we're about 100 degrees off on that. So there's where we're at. Our first fire going. I think we'll probably end the video there, because that's about all we're going to do is just heat the oven up and let that fire burn out. Just its initial cook-in fire, just to make sure we're not losing smoke anywhere, which we're not, and that things don't crack or fall apart.
Smoke up the house.
Yeah, smoke the house up, make it look nasty. Really can't. Got my flashlight here. Yeah, so far so good. This was the cracked side that we had to do all that work on, and it looks good and solid. You can see around the edges there that gray. That's the sealer we used, discoloring with the heat. But everything in the oven looks good and solid. I don't see any crazy things happening over here on this wall that had all the damage to it. So that's a good sign. I mean, everything looks real good on this. It's working well. We're still holding 250 on the oven. Wouldn't even want to try and touch the cooktop. It's good and hot. Well, you can just feel the heat roaring off this thing. It's relatively warm up there in the warming oven as well. I don't have a thermometer in there, but well, if you had a pie or something in there, it'd keep it nice and warm. So that's working well. Everything looks good. And with the 8-inch flue pipe we used, it gets it pretty close to the warming oven, so that should probably help keep the temperature a little warmer up there. But I've seen a couple other videos where people said those warming ovens can be around 200 and 250 degrees. So we'll let it burn for a while. Got a couple more pieces of wood we brought in. We'll probably burn all that wood out just to see how hot the oven actually gets, and we'll go from there. So it looks pretty good. Looks like we got a winner here. Looks like our renovation probably is going to hold, and we're going to be able to use this to cook with and emergency heat if we need it. So hope you enjoyed the video. Please subscribe, thumbs up, and any questions or comments are always welcome. Have a good night.